Hi everyone, Emma here. I am getting ready to show you how to make simple netting to make these gorgeous bracelets. So there's the back side, and there's this one here, and there's the back side. These ones here were done with Toho's. Actually, this is Toho as well. And let me see if I can show you. I just went looking in my stash of bracelets to see if I could find one done with round beads, and I must have given them all away because this is actually one of my favorite. Let me just fix this here. This is actually one of my favorite designs to do, and I'll tell you why. Because no matter what beads you have, this is like so simple. You need these beads, some thread, a needle, and you can decorate it with whatever you want. You can do pearls, you can do crystals, you can do other beads, you can, you can actually just use beads like these and do lines across or shorter lines and create a V. You can do all kinds of things. So this is like, to me, like the perfect bracelet that you can do with very few items, or you can do extraordinary ones with some. So this here is done with Swarovski. So let's enlarge this and let's talk about the use of Toho beads over rokai or round. So these are the Toho. You can kind of see they sit kind of, if you look at this one here, kind of nicely square. The round ones do the same thing, but because they don't have like a hard edge on each side of the bead, they don't kind of line up as well when you're making it. But when you embellish it with whatever you're putting on there, they lined up, the round ones. So that's the only difference. When I'm using the round ones and I'm setting up my these little squares that you create, I find it slightly annoying. And if you're new to bead weaving, you might, like, I'm just looking at this one here, it's all squished. That's because it's probably because of my attachment of the crystals. But it when you're making these, you start to get annoyed, or you pull too tight on your cord and then they get really scrunched down. So you have to learn to be loose with your hands when you're doing them, and just trust that once you go to put your crystals on, they'll be fine. So so I kind of wanted to do a comparison between the Swarovski, and this is Preciosa pearls as well as crystals. So this one's mine, this one's the short one, and you can see, like, this is incredible. Now this one here, I did the pearls in the middle, and I did all my, when I attached my pearls and my crystals, I did them all in the same direction. So they kind of go in a line. You don't notice it with the pearls, but it's important to know where, because I add a 15-0 seed bead to attach them on each side of either the crystal or the pearl. Those will line up. But really, I mean, you can't really see it. It's not a big deal. So you can see how beautiful this is. So this is a 3-strip. You can see. You could do them more than that if you want, or you can do them less. You can do them single, or you can do them double. I think for me, the sweet spot is 3. I kind of like that. So then I went ahead and made one for my sister Sylvia. I sent her a picture. She's like, "Oh, it's awesome." But the picture does not do it justice. Look at this. I'm like stunned at these Preciosa elements. They're unbelievable. So these are the crystals and the pearls. The pearl's white and the crystal is a blue something, and I don't really know. It has AB on it. They are incredible. Incredible. So with hers, what I did was I decided to change the direction of the crystals. So the pearls all go in one way. And let me see, did I put... I didn't, on this one, I didn't put any seed beads. That's actually good because you know what? I find that the seed bead, the 15 O's on the pearls, you end up there, you can see them, the holes. And that annoys me. I don't like seeing the holes. I want it to look like it's, you know, jewelry, gold kind of finishing, not beads. So this one looks a lot better with just attached. Now you can some places see the thread, but it's you really have to look. So I put the crystals going one way, all on one side, and then going the opposite on the other side. So it almost looks like an arrow or a chevron, but it creates a really neat design. So let's put them side by side to see if you can really. It's hard to tell the pinks. There's so many. Like the blue, you really notice it amongst the gold, but the pink disappears in the gold. But so there you go. These extraordinary. I'm so sold on the Preciosa stuff. So let's get started. I'm going to show you. So I have this one out because, and these are the components I'm going to use. These are Preciosa as well, the pearls and the thing. And just to show you that you can use any beads you have. So it doesn't have to be gold or silver beads. You can use whatever. And again, this is done with Toho. So I'm going to stick this. I've got my 11O Rokais out, and I think we'll stick with the Tohos. And these are awesome containers that Kath sent me with a bunch of stuff, so I definitely scooped those for me. I was worried with my hands that I'd flip this and they'd all come flying out, but that's not the case. I'm super careful. So I'm just going to put a few out. I don't think we need much. I'm just going to show you how to do this. There's tons of videos online on how to do these guys, so take a look if my instructions don't do it for you. So I have my thread and I have a stop bead on there. I did put a tail. I don't really need to because this is an example, but I thought I'd show you. I got the tail, and you can use this for your clasp at the end or to reinforce the ends. So, and I'm just using the dragon thread, but you can use whatever you have. You can use a thicker thread as well. I don't know, like I feel that on some level at the end when I go to put the clasp here that I'm worried, like if the clasp goes in the middle, then it's all hanging off of these tiny little beads. So you might want a thicker cord for that. And definitely weave a little further into your bracelet so the whole thing is the kind of stretch point or whatever. So let's get started. So you're going to start, we're just creating little squares. So we're going to start with the fourth one. So each side takes 2. So that means we need 8 beads. So the amount that you're going to use is going to differ when, I'm going to move these out of the way so you can see. Depending on where you are in your bracelet. So I'll explain that. So for the first one, you're going to need 8 because you have 2 beads on each side and there's 4 sides. So that's 8. So just bring that all the way down. And now you're going to go, I'm going to go through all of them for the first one. That way it'll be nicely reinforced. Let's see if I can get through here. It's a little hard to do on camera because my arms are outstretched to do this. But we'll get it. There we go. So just go away all the way around. And let me pull that down to the stop bead. So you're going to want to figure out where your tension is here. It doesn't have to be super tight. So I'm just gently pulling it. So I would probably leave it at this looseness. Now I'm going to go through, I'm just going to go away from the stop bead. So I'm going to go up 4 beads. And this is, again, preference. There, so I went through 4. There. Just like that. Maybe pull a bit tighter, I think. Yeah, see, it doesn't have to be that tight. Okay, and this is what I was saying, like it doesn't look like a square, but once we start adding, it will look like a square. So now that you have this, when we attach our next square, we're going to combine the 2 from this side as part of it. So now we only need 6 beads. So let's grab our 6 beads. So this is probably the most complicated part of this. So if you can remember 8 beads, 6 beads, there's 6. So we're coming out of this bead here, we're going to go over the 2 to create a square from the new ones, like that. And just loosen that a bit. So there's your next square. So now we want to put a square on the end of this one. So we have to go up these and then over those 2. So just always think of 2s and sides. So we'll go up these first 2. And then through the next side 2, like that. And then just tighten it a bit. Okay, so we'll just continue. So we're going to go again and do another 6, including those 2 to give us our 4 walls. There's 6. So you're coming out that side, we're going to go into this side. Like that. So I'm just going to turn my work over and go up the side of these 2 and then these 2 as well, and add the next one. So you're going to do this for the length of your bracelet. Now, to give you a hint on how many squares you need, if you're using Toho's, my measurement was 30 for mine, and my wrist is 5 3/4, and this gives me about a 1/2 inch to put a clasp. So you could probably go smaller if you have the same size wrist as me. Like, I think the 1/2 inch is a little bit small for a clasp, but I did manage to find one that will work with a 1/2 inch. So this was 30 squares, and that's safe for a 6-inch wrist. Then this is for a 7.5 inch wrist. I used 38 squares, but I'll tell you this is too big in the sense that I had to find a super small clasp of a 1/2 inch, because otherwise it would be too tight. So when you're making them, just test it on your wrist when you get your first strand. So there's the 3, so you continue like that for the whole strip that you need. So now I'm going to go and add the second row like this, and then the third row like this, just to show you, because the bead, how many beads you need is different. So I probably didn't need to go through, let me go back out this one, didn't need to go through this one since we're adding to the other side. Okay, so we're ready to add to this side. So our thread is already through those 2 beads, and that'll be 2 beads from our full amount. So let's go 6. So we have 6 beads. Oh, that's 7. There's 6 plus 2 gives us 8. So you're coming out of this side. You're going to go in through the bottom. Oh, one came off there. Go in through the bottom. So there's 2 there. Okay, so now we want to put a square here. So we're going to take our thread through these beads to do that. So I'm just going to flip it so that I'm working on my right side. Go through the first 2. You can go through more than 2. Like if you have to get over to the other side, you can go through the 4. But I'll tell you, it shouldn't make a difference. But if your tension is not correct and you go through the 4, you're going to start finding you're either too tight and your thread is going to make your squares look lopsided. So I'm in the wrong spot here. We're coming out of here, we're going to go through the next 2. Okay, so now we need to put, so you can see how now it's starting to shape up, and it'll do the same as you go. So now I might loosen that a bit though. Okay, so now we want to put a square right here. So here, if you think there's one side here with 2 beads, side here with 2 beads, that side has 2 beads. So you have 4 beads. You only need another 4 beads to create this side here. So pick up 4. And that's what I was saying about, you know, this is probably the most complicated part of this design. It's just thinking, you know, how do I finish this square? How many beads do I need? So I'm going to go through the 2 on that side. Let me tilt the camera a bit because I'm getting out of frame here. Okay, so like that. Just going to turn it. I'm going to go through these 2 beads. Like that. And then we're going to go through the 2 beads, first 2 beads we added on at this square like this. And then we're going to be ready to add our next one on the end. I do have other videos showing you how to do this too. But funny thing is, somebody commented on a video, a really old video, which YouTube I don't think is correct with its timing. It said it was a year ago. It seems like it was more than a year ago, but anyway, I looked at it to see the video and I'm like, wow, that was really bad. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. There's 2 beads there, 2 beads here. So we need 2 for here and 2 for here. So we need 4 beads. It was actually pretty good, but I'm just like thinking, okay, where did I learn how to do that? Because that's not how it's supposed to be done. And here I am teaching you guys. So we're coming out here. We're going to close this here by going through these 2. And you know what? Not everything's perfect, because I would even suggest that there's a better way to teach you how to do this as well. But right, for today, this is going to be the way. So we're going to go through these 2 here. I think you can see the tension is probably off, but this is pretty easy to adjust. And doing it like just 3 little ones, it's more helpful if you do the whole strip. So go through these 2 on this wall like that. So I mean, at this point, I'm going to add another 3 squares here. But at this point, you have your 3 squares, if you look at it this way. So you could actually start here, but your thread is right there. It's up to you how you want to do it. And here's the other thing, is if you had a long strip, then you wouldn't be able to do this. It just happens I'm doing 3s here. So let me flip this. So now we're on the end. So of course we're only using these combined 2 beads. So we need 6 again. So let's grab 6 beads. There's 3 and 3. So coming out of here, we're going to go in through that second bead here. Like doing this upside down here. It may seem like a lot of work when you're starting out. Let me get that thread out of there. But I'll tell you, you get really fast, and it's very like relaxing, kind of like if you're a knitter, crocheter. It's like just chilling, using your hands, calming. So just go through these sides as well. So you can see it's starting to look like squares. Amazing, eh? It's magic. Oh, so the reason I'm here, you guys probably are going, Emma, tell us. So now we're at this point, we need 4 beads because we have the combined 2 here, the combined 2 here. So we're going to go 2, 2, and then we're going to do a circle around. Coming out of here, we're going to go into these 2. The big announcement is this video is the draw video for the final free shipping Tuesday. So please comment USA or Canada to win, and you can let me know exactly where you're from, and or not. It's not a big deal. I really enjoy it, finding out what state you're from. I've traveled a lot in the United States, and actually lived in the United States. So I always find it interesting to know where people are from. But so yeah, and I don't know if you haven't heard, but so this is the final draw of the free shipping Tuesday. So by now you should have seen 3 other videos saying, don't forget to comment USA or Canada. The reason being is that Canada Post in October offers to small business, and it's free to sign up for their small business account. You get discount on the shipping, and I'm not being sponsored by them. I'm just like, if there's people out there, Canadians, that have YouTube channels or small business on Etsy and stuff, it's definitely worth taking a look if you haven't already. So it's a great deal. But you get discounts on your shipping, and they offer the free shipping Tuesdays for the whole month of October. So you're going to continue with this into a strip. So I'm going to put that one aside, and we're going to work on this one. So then you have like a whole strip like this. And let me see how big this one is. Okay, so this one's smaller than my sister's. So this would be interesting to see what the size of the bracelet would be. I'm going to test it with mine. So it's bigger than mine. So this is probably, sorry, I can't see that. This is probably a 7. Let me put it on my mandrel and see. I don't know why. Maybe I wasn't finished adding stuff. So I've got my 7¼ there. Yeah, so that's, depending on your clasp size. So the next one up, here's the 7. That would fit a 7½. Oh, that's good. With a nice size clasp. Sweet. I had this sitting in my, I have project bins and I get distracted and start doing other things. So I was like, oh, this is perfect for this video. Because normally I have to do this up before the video. So let me just bring that a little bit closer. So for this one here, we are going to add these Preciosa pearls and the Preciosa crystals. So let's decide on the color of the 15-0 seed beads. I felt like gold wouldn't kind of go with that. You can see it's kind of doesn't quite do it. So either straight up silver, or I came across these 15-0s. I think we should do these. Let's try those. Now these are from AliExpress. They're 15-0s. They're really nice, but some of the beads are a little bit smaller than 15-0s. So we'll have to test it on our needle, because no, I have a small needle, that's right. So I have a size 12 needle. This is, the lighting is a bit... I'm just wondering what was going on. The actual light that I used to get rid of the shadows is creating a shadow. Let me see if I can adjust the others. There. So let's put these right here. So normally what I do is I start with the pearls, but you can start with any... Get this one out of the way here. Needle doesn't get tangled. So normally I start with the pearls and go down the middle. But you know what? We'll start with the one side. So I'm in a corner, and that's usually where I want to go. So decide which way you're going to apply your crystals. I think I'm going to do it the same way as this blue one here. I think that really looks amazing. So you're going to pick up a 15-0. And a crystal. And a 15-0. And drop it down. Okay, so it's going to go into that little square. Now you don't have to pop it in the square or anything. I'm going to open this up so you can see better. So remember, you want it on an angle. So you're going at this corner here. We're going to go to this corner here. And to do that, we're going to set up for the next one. So we're actually just going to go like this through those two beads. That will create it, set it up so that it's on an angle, but it also puts your thread where it needs to be for the following one. So like that. So pick up a 15-0, a crystal, a 15-0, and you don't have to bring it down. So your thread is here. I'm going to go down through this one here, and that will get everything ready for the next one. It's hard to see because they're so light in color, but we'll do a few of these and then we'll add the pearls. So 15-0, crystal, 15-0. That. So you're coming out of this side here. We're going to go down this side, and that will set up our crystal on an angle. Let's put that over there, just like that. And the tension, it's not super loose, but it's not really pulled tight either. So let's do a few more so we can get a really good look at what it's going to look like. Okay, go through this. And I am going, there's a thread there, I don't know if you can see that. I am going over the thread so that I'm not picking up that thread. I don't know that it would matter, but just kind of nice there. So I'll keep going. So yeah, this has been a lot of fun doing the free shipping Tuesday, but I'm ready to just do some basic beading. I have a hard time keeping track of everything, and I started keeping a journal, and I have notes everywhere, but it was confusing because I had to draw. First of all, I had to create a video that I could use to get the comments to create the draw, and then I had to do the draw, but then I had to wait for people to get me their address, but it all had to coincide with a 24-hour period of Tuesday shipping. So I was like, it was crazy. My head hurts. Okay, so there's your first row. So we're going to go over and add the pearls. I'm just going to follow my thread. My thread is coming this way. So I'm going to go through here and back, and then we'll come around. So just going to turn that. Go through these two here. Normally you would be at the end of your bracelet, so it's different, but just make that nice and snug. Go down through these two middle ones. That. And so now at this point, the pearls don't necessarily matter what angle they're going in. So let me see what would be the best to line these up for the next one. I think I'm going to go up and come down the other way for the pearls. And we'll do the pearls without a crystal or seed beads. So we're in that hole there. We're going to cross this way. So we're going to go down. I had to think about that. Go down these two beads. This is just a good way to do it so that you're not having to go through different sides. So you can line everything up for the next thing. I feel like this needs, there's way too much thread. I feel like this needs a 15 O's. So let's see. Take this one off. Get a 15 O. Put this one back on. And then another 15 O. Okay. So let's go down those two. Yeah, that's better. Okay. 15 O. Oops. There's the 15O. These are 4mm, in case you're wondering. So are the bicones. So now we're going to go and hold on to it this way. Like that. It's amazing these Toho beads. I think they're like a sea mist or a green turquoise silver lined, and they're really coming through. There we go. And through here. coming along. Wasn't sure how this was going to look. These green pearls, they're Preciosa pearls. They are, I want to say penguin. I think I have the wrong animal. It's, oh my gosh. I'm thinking partridge. It's not a partridge. The bird with the crazy feathers. It'll come to me. There. Peacock. I knew it was the P word. I don't know. These are not what I expected. But they are kind of teeny tiny, so maybe once I have it on, I'll have a better idea of what they look like. I was looking for the peacock blue, and they're sold out all the time. All the time. This is looking amazing. Okay, so now our thread is here, but we went through this way. So we want to go around in a circle so we can come back here. So let's go through. And that'll secure everything too, because we're going to start the next row. There. And through these two. Oops. There. Now I want my thread to be in this corner, I believe. So let's go through here. So now I can start putting the crystals. Okay, so I do want to be in the other corner because we're going to angle our crystals opposite the first row. So the first row is going this way. These are going to go this way. So that's good. So let's pick up 11O crystal, or sorry, 15O and a crystal. That. So we're coming out of here. We're going to go down these two here. And that will set us up for the next one. So I do find the corners at the ends are a bit kind of rounded, but you see I just kind of pulled it out a bit. This cord does stretch a little bit. So there, that's going to look amazing. So I'll keep going like that. Crystal. There. And come down these two here. Like that. Down. And it's kind of cool, the feeling of this as it starts to build like this. So you go from having, you know, something that's really loose and doesn't feel like much to actually it's like, oh, this is a substantial, hefty piece of jewelry. This is so much fun. Look at that. Oh, that's really looking amazing. And you could do the pearls on the top and then the rest crystal, or you could have a third. I've seen images of all pearls, but different color pearls, different rows of colors. I tend to go back to this design every once in a while. I really enjoy making it. and I'm stunned at how beautiful the jewelry ends up being. I a few winters ago I made Christmas presents for my neighbors, and the women both got bracelets like this, but it was all pearls, which looks amazing. Now, the funny thing is I did it with just inexpensive pearls. Now it's like, okay, now you have some stuff, you can really make it look amazing. So this is crazy. Look at how gorgeous that is. That's amazing. It's gonna be lovely. So there you go. That's how easy it is now adding a clasp. So we did the netting itself, and we did the attaching of the beads and the pearls and stuff. So we are going to attach it. Let's attach it to the blue one here. So I already have it ready to go and threaded. Here is, there's a reason why I have these out. So if you look, these, you have like the two beads in your squares. There is a space in between those two here. I kind of want to fill them just because I want to make sure when I add the clasp that it's not going to destroy the bracelet and the weave. I want to have a little more substance. I don't know if anybody has any ideas on, you know, a better way to do this. Let me know. I'm sure I'm really impressed with what people have seen. Now this is coming out of a crystal, so I'm going to go through these two beads here. Go through the middle two. I'm going to add an 11-0 Toho into this slot, and that one looks like a misformed one. That's a little better. Okay, so then go through the two next beads like that. There. See how that's shaping up a bit. I think we'll go through these two here. And I might add one on the side here. And again, this is all just preference. I'm doing this so that I can figure out a way to make the end of the bracelet nice and sturdy, so when I add the clasp, it's not going to damage it. So now let's go around and go up. You can go all the way up like that. And I'm going to go through the middle two here. Like that. And I'm going to add one in this space. That's a good one. Through those two. There. So it looks a bit kind of bumpy there, but that'll, it won't be make any difference on the other side. I'm going to go through here, and we're going to add one to that side there. Go through the next two. Like that. Now we're going to go back around and up, and then we're going to add the clasp. So it's kind of reinforced this little piece here, both with beads and with thread. And I'm just going to move my thread down my needle so I can put the clasp on. So now I'm just going to go through the two here and the two here, like that. And I'm going to go through the one we added plus the middle two, and then the one we added on the other side. Because that's where we're going to attach our clasp. There. so then everything's nice and secure. So this is the clasps that I have. This is the middle piece, and it has these guys. Let's see if I can show you. I didn't want to close it. These are hard to open and close when they're not attached to anything. So it has two of these closures that close like that, and there's the attachment area, and it goes through this beautiful crystal. So let's get the first one on. We gotta turn it that way. So we want to attach it like that. You could add beads when you're going through. It protects your thread a bit, but I think I'm just gonna slide it on there. So let me go through this one again, like that. Go through tight. And then go through the middle two, and go through the third one there. I left it a bit loose because we're going to want to kind of position it like that. So let's leave that over there. I'm trying to, okay. So we want to leave a bit of space so it sits in the middle. So now we're coming out of that one that we added on that side. We're going to go through the clasp from the back, and that will center it like that. So I'll go through it a few more times, like that. Go through that. Through the bead. Now we're going to go to the other side. Actually, we're going to go pass through two beads, so we're kind of in the center, and we're going to create another loop through the clasp into the center. So go through the clasp, that, and I'm going to just pass through here. And I'm going to go through the other. Actually, I'm going to go through the same one so that it stays in the middle. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You're never going to see this. Like, it's so, like that. Looks amazing. If you want, you can add some beads here. I sometimes do go across, and it covers this whole thing. So now let's go through here. These blue crystals, they're in my hand, and as I flip them, the light's going through. They're looking. Look at them. They're amazing. They're stunning. Like, I'm getting purples and everything. Oh, gorgeous. I'm so glad we have some replacement for Swarovskis. Okay, so now we're going to take this down. Let me go through this middle bead here. And we're going to take this down and make a knot and hide it. So let's just, whatever is next to it, let's go through these guys. It's getting a little bit difficult to see. I need to get new glasses. The last time I went, a lot of stuff like that. I went to book an eye exam at Walmart and the Vision Center, and because of COVID, like so many people left things, and then when the restrictions were lifted, then people were like booking appointments. So the guy told me, he said, no, she's not available. She's totally booked up. Just when she gets her new schedule in a month, give us a call and book you in. So I gotta, my vision, I'm surprised, is like really, so I'm putting a knot here. Look at these crystals. Can you see that? The green. There's green. I'm in love. Okay, so you can't have this one. Oh gosh, I should tell you guys. When we were kids, people thought we were twins to start with, because my mom, and I think at that point we're the youngest of 9 kids. So at that point she's like so done shopping, right? So she would, oh look, I didn't go through this bead. That's why it looks funny. Oh well. So she would buy us stuff, and she'd basically buy us the same stuff, only it was a different color. So I'm going to put one more knot, and then that's it for this side. So sometimes she'd come home with the stuff that she had bought. Like she didn't, you know, we weren't with her when she bought it. And so she'd let us pick the colors. I was so bad. I'm so sorry, Sylvia. I don't know if you know this, Sylvia. But I always picked the best colors. Like I was like so fast going, I want the blue one. And she'd end up with the, you know, the less than attractive. Is that the other word for ugly? Brown one. Oh, I used to do it all the time. That was so bad. She was so easygoing too. She's like, no, you can have it. Do you guys have a sister like that? She's amazing. She's like, she was always so sweet. And you know what? She has 3 daughters, and they're like that too. They're so adorable. They're just like the sweetest people you ever want to meet. So there is this. Oh, let me show you what the, here I am going on about the clasp. So that's what it looks like on the side here. Let's get it all put together here. So that goes on here like this. It snaps in. Then this one. Oh, that one fits in that way. So I did find these clasps were a little bit hard to get together because it's so tiny in the middle. And then that's what it looks like on this side. So you'd have it like that. So there you go. Awesome. And then there's that one. So you got the pretty one, Sylvia, with the pink, I mean with the purple or blue. And then here's our green one that I'll finish up. There's the green one. So don't forget to comment for a chance to win a massive giveaway. So there's a giveaway from me that was a huge bonus. And then Kath from the UK was amazing. She stepped in and shipped special delivery 3 huge packages, and I sorted through all of them and separated it amongst the different bags that were left. And so there's actually 2 bags of goodies for this draw. So that's awesome. So don't forget, you have to comment using USA or Canada, depending on where you're from, and that is so I can separate the 2 to do a draw, because Canada Post has offered free shipping to Canada and free shipping to the US for 1 package each week of each country. So for the month of October. So that's awesome. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know, you know, how the instructions were for this. you know, I'm having a bit of an off day, so it might be a bit, I'm trying really hard not to move my hands too much and to always let you be able to see what I'm doing and stuff. So definitely in a polite way, if you can let me know if there's, you know, ways I can improve that, I really appreciate it. I do. So thanks, everybody. Hi, Sylvia. I miss you. I love you. Take care, everybody. Bye.